Senator Shehu Sanni joins us next to get his perspective on this matter. Good morning and thank you for joining us. You had some insights, some perspective as well about how to go about rescuing this girl some time ago. But has any of those views changed in the light of the recent information available?
Thank you very much. Well, it has not changed. The way to go about it is still three. First of all is to explore the negotiation option, which is dialogue. And secondly is to continue to use force, hoping that we can raid the camp and rescue the girls from the insurgents. And the third aspect is to use force and still open the door for negotiation, which is the one which I prefer. Because the use of force, the military option, is still a clear message to the insurgent that they cannot win militarily. But there should be a channel, there should be an open door for which the possibility of dialogue could be explored. The very fact is that the girls are now there as hostages of the militant group, and attempts to use force to rescue them naturally comes with consequences, as has happened in many parts of the world. So I think the option still remains open, that we should continue to explore all options that will make it possible to get them back home safe and alive.
You know, Senator, I mean, the president has also said that before, yes, they are open to negotiations, but one wonders, have you approached them with your suggestions? Do we have any contacts that they could speak with to facilitate this negotiation?
I don't think the availability of those to negotiate is the problem. But the problem has always been working out the details, whether there is the possibility of a concession. If you initiate a dialogue and then negotiations comes on the table and it reaches a very point that they are asking that their own members should be released, are you prepared to release them? And most cases, that is where it comes in. Each time you have such negotiation, the problem has always been that if they were released, they are going to do this. And if A is done, B will happen. But I believe if you have a son or a daughter or a brother who is in detention, or who is in custody of hostage takers, what is most important to you is for your own to come back home, to be released. The issue is that you always have reports by persons who felt that if so number of persons are released to get these girls back, the insurgents will be emboldened to continue to do what they do. Like I've said on the floor of the Senate, that there are class dimensions to which hostages are being taken. If these hostages taken were usually those of people that are highly placed, it takes within very few weeks to get them back. There are no such academic arguments that if A happens, B will happen. So I think what is most important is that even if we are going to continue to use force to crush, annihilate, or exterminate the insurgents, but what happens is that we need to get the girls out of the crosshair. And this involves exploring the options for which we will be ready to make concessions and get these girls back. We should always know that, as it happens all over the world, when you have hostage in that kind of situation, those persons holding them hostage have very little to lose. And that is why I'm still insisting that we should continue to use force, and this is very necessary to protect our people and to protect our territories, and to also give them a clear message that you can't win by your bombings, your attacks, your violence. You have to now have a door that is open for you to pass through.
What is it we haven't done yet? Because this is not new, what you bring into the table. We've heard Ahmed Salkida, the journalist who's had one or two talks with the group and also with the government, try to see if they can broker that, and also the Australian. And a couple of other news we heard during President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Is there anything different that you think we can do in dialoguing with the group?
Well, I don't know who is an Australian negotiator, but I know of Salkida. Have we actually taken Salkida's advice? And if we have taken, have we followed it through? That's what we have not done. He is now out of the country. He is forced to run away for his life. But he has given some useful advice and ideas. This is how this thing should be done. You cannot dismiss his idea when you have not implemented it. So I think what is most important is that if we don't doubt the credibility of his own involvement, we have not implemented what he has said. You can't take an advice, put it on the table, and look at it and close the pages and then move to the next one and say you need another one again. So you need to follow through. We have not done that, and I believe that he is a credible source that need to be seriously, his own ideas should be taken into consideration. We want the girls back, and each time you have hostage taken in Nigeria, what do? There are two ways to go about it. Someone on the floor of the Senate was saying that if it involves paying a ransom, we should pay to get them back. But there will be another argument from one side, that if you pay them ransom, they will use the money to buy weapons and continue to fight. But when you have sons and daughters of people who are highly placed, when ransom are asked, nobody says if A will happen, B will happen. So I think we need to bring him to the table and then go along with what he has said. All we need is to get some few people to join together with him, and then they can work these things out. I firmly believe these girls will come back home, but we have not finished going through and implementing those ideas that are brought forward, not only by him, but by a couple of others who are credible, and which even the authorities have not doubted their credibility.
Well, Senator, only recently there was this report that the number of suicide bombing has increased over time. Nigeria had a huge figure, Cameroon also experiencing figures, and then countries in that Lake Chad Basin Commission also having figures. And then one wonders, we don't even have exact details as to how many of those Chibok girls are alive, and then where exactly is their location. So are they the ones involved in the suicide bombings? No forensics has corroborated any of those. So are we in a position to actually negotiate?
Well, I am not in the best position to say why suicide bombings continue like that, but we know we have been through this insurgency in the last 7 years, and the strategy of the insurgents have shifted and moved and fluctuates in different directions. First it was suicide bombings, and then later they captured territories, hosting flags, and even unleashing their own version of Islamic rule. And later, when they are pushed back, they then resort to guerrilla tactics, and then they move to attacking soft targets in the cities. So you can see the nature and the undulating character of the war that is going on now. But what is most important to us here is we should explore all options. Progress have actually been made by the Nigerian military under President Muhammadu Buhari. He was able to push them back, and they don't hold territories. At least the cities are safe, even if the rural areas are still be faced with cases of this insurgency present. But with the progress made, I believe that it should also include doing everything possible to get those that are held hostage out of the harm's way. If you can remember some few years ago when some persons took hostage in Beslan in southern part of Russia, what happened when the security raided that area? Almost a large number of percentage of those persons were killed. If you happen to be a hostage, you don't wish that your place is raided, you simply want to be free, safe. And the best way to do it, I believe that will be costly and of less bloodshed, is to explore the Salkida option, which is very important. And the problem he is facing now is the very fact that there are people who doubted him. But you can't doubt him if you have not implemented what he has said. So suicide bombing naturally by the group they will continue to show force that they still exist and they can reach out to targets, but we should not be discouraged by that. The very fact that we have a president and a government that is committed to this issue and has taken it to a priority level, I think should send a good message to all Nigerians that we are achieving our goals. And also the video clip that has just come out should raise hope, is also a message that this abduction, first of all, there were persons who were abducted because there were people who thought that it was simply politics. And secondly, it also attests to the fact that these girls are alive. And thirdly, it should encourage us to continue to improve on what we are doing and as quickly as possible to achieve results.